Xu Jingming sat cross-legged on the green grass and quietly told Yiwa that he would shut down the system for a while. His finger lightly touched the communication bracelet on his wrist. A soft beep sounded, signaling that the support system had temporarily disconnected. Let's begin. Jingming told himself that he would use the points he had accumulated to level up. He stared intently into the empty space, preparing for the breakthrough. Brilliant golden lightning erupted, surrounding Jingming's body in a massive sphere of energy. His status panel appeared, and his level quickly rose from mid-level Tier 4 to high-level Tier 4. Both his physical strength and mental power increased significantly. Jingming could not help but think, having this much power feels amazing. He clenched his fists, feeling the surging strength within him. He secretly calculated that his mental power was still slightly short of breaking through the 6.000 mark. He would probably need to reach Tier 5 before he could make that breakthrough. Today was already the 43rd day in the ruins, with only 17 days remaining. However, there were hardly any powerful beasts left nearby for him to use as training targets. Jingming stood up. He planned to find a mid-level Tier 6 beast after leaving this place and test his strength against it. But at that moment, Yiwa suddenly warned him. 5 ability users are heading this way. A group of people appeared among the treetops and descended like ghosts through the forest. They moved incredibly fast, creating powerful gusts of wind that tore through the peaceful surroundings. Mark led the group, with Yilinka and several others in elegant white uniforms behind him. They landed and quickly surrounded Jingming, their presence filled with hostility. Jingming narrowed his eyes. He immediately recognized them as members of the Heavenly Extreme Martial Hall. The leader smiled smugly. Beast Hunter, looks like your luck is pretty bad today. I thought I would have to search this area for a long time, but I didn't expect to catch you the moment I arrived. Jingming calmly replied. Catch me? As far as I remember, I haven't offended any of you. The blonde young man looked at Jingming with a cold gaze. It's true that you never provoked us, but your talent alone has already decided that we can't let you live. With talent like yours, why refuse to join a major force and choose to work as a lone hunter instead? How long do you think you can survive on your own? As soon as he finished speaking, his body began to undergo a violent transformation. Gray fur grew across his body, while long, sharp fangs emerged from his mouth. This was an A- rank ability, the Great Grey Wolf. Mark, now in the form of a savage wolf, swung his massive blade and charged straight at Jingming. Strange purple energy wrapped around the blade, as if it were ready to tear its prey apart. Yilinka suddenly raised her hand to stop him. She coldly said that the Heavenly Extreme Martial Hall had always valued and treated geniuses well. If Jingming agreed to join their team, they could spare his life. However, Mark, still in his grey wolf form, refused to accept this. He growled. Miss Yilinka, wasn't the deputy director's order to kill him, not recruit him? A ruthless look flashed in his eyes as he stared at her. Yilinka remained silent for a moment, her hand tightening into a fist beneath her coat. She understood that she could not change the organization's decision. She turned around and said coldly, if that's the case, then, Mr. Mark, handle him however you wish. Mark smugly told Yilinka to guard the surroundings while he dealt with Jingming personally. Yiwa panicked and warned Jingming that the man in front of him possessed an S-rank ability. She urged him, quickly, use the S-rank Beast Emperor Bone to escape. Jingming simply stood there with a disdainful smile. They're nothing but a bunch of trash. I'll just kill them all. Jingming suddenly unleashed his full power. A powerful electric field erupted around him, sending rocks and debris flying in every direction. Blinding light covered the entire forest. Yilinka cried out in horror. Isn't this the ability of the S-rank ability user from Great Shaw? She began to question the identity of the man before her. He certainly looked like him. But wasn't he supposed to be only at low-level Tier 4? After realizing the opponent's identity, Mark became even more excited. Xu Jingming, the SS-rank genius of Great Shaw? You actually dared to come to Ruins of Civilization number 9. Mark charged forward in a frenzy, swinging his blade down with the full power of a Tier 6 ability user. Perfect. I'll bring your corpse back with me. The slash created a dark red streak that tore through the ground. Jingming did not dodge. Cold golden lightning flashed in his eyes. The lightning around him began to gather, quickly forming a weapon of destruction. Thunder-piercing demon-slaying spear. A spear formed from pure lightning appeared in his hand. radiating dazzling light and immense pressure. Jingming thrust it forward at a speed invisible to the naked eye. The lightning spear pierced through every layer of Mark's defense. The streams of red energy shattered before the overwhelming power of the lightning. Mark screamed in pain as the lightning continued to tear through his body. He could not believe that he had been defeated so easily by the person he had once considered nothing more than prey. A massive explosion rang out. Lightning pierced through Mark's body, blowing him apart. Blood and lightning mixed together, creating a brutal scene. Yelinka stood frozen in place, her face pale with terror. She never expected Mark to die so quickly. He was an A-rank ability user who had reached low-level Tier 6. And he was also the strongest among them. In a panic, Yelinka shouted for the other two to attack together. She quickly activated a summoning formation from another dimension. Glowing magic circles appeared one after another beneath her feet. A large number of otherworldly monsters appeared, ranging from the slender ice and snow banshee to the massive dark reaper demon king and hundred-eyed ghost. They roared and charged toward Jingming at their master's command. Jingming simply curled his lips in disdain. Summoning monsters? Just a few cheap tricks. He raised his hand, and a sphere of extremely dense lightning energy quickly formed. Thunder prison. Lightning rained down from the sky, striking every target within sight. One thunderous explosion after another rang out as the monsters were instantly burned to ashes by the lightning. Yelinka trembled and raised her hand to shield her face from the terrifying pressure of the explosion. This power had already far exceeded everything she had expected from a world-class genius. Cold sweat covered her body as she kept asking herself. The residual shockwaves alone were enough to kill all those monsters. Could an SS rank really be this powerful? However, she still held on to hope. A Tier 6 ability user should definitely be strong enough to suppress him. This time, they would not underestimate him again. Jingming shot through the air like a streak of golden light, heading straight toward the three remaining ability users. He showed no sign of exhaustion. Instead, he was extremely excited. The battle immediately erupted with great intensity. The sharp clash of metal rang through the forest. Jingming faced all three experts alone, while the lightning around his body grew brighter and brighter, completely suppressing his opponents. One of them cried out in terror. Is this the power of an SS rank ability? How can he be this strong? They immediately made up their minds to kill Jingming at all costs. They absolutely could not allow him to continue growing. Jingming sneered. Anyone can talk big, but with this little strength, you think you can kill me? He swung his spear, and the lightning instantly erupted with even greater force than before. At that moment, Yiwa suddenly asked when he had become so strong. She quickly realized that Jingming was using these three enemies to train his newly upgraded body. Jingming calmly replied, I've always been this strong. You just never noticed. He even teased her for being a stupid AI, since he had become stronger precisely while she was shut down. As he spoke, Jingming continued launching powerful attacks, leaving his opponents unable to react. With a single swing of his spear, he finished off the last enemy. Brilliant golden lightning pierced through the final assassin's body, bringing the battle to an end. The battlefield immediately fell into deadly silence. Only 3 minutes after the battle began, everything was over. Broken weapons were scattered across the ground, while the earth was stained with the blood of those who had once been arrogant. Jingming stood in the middle of the ruins, as imposing as a god. Yelinka completely broke down when she saw her teammates lying at Jingming's feet. She trembled and cried out, "They're all dead." The nightmare known as an SS rank had now become the greatest terror in her heart. Shu Jingming coldly walked toward Yelinka, the only survivor left on the enemy's side. He pointed the tip of his spear at her and declared, "You're next." Facing that terrifying pressure, Yelinka trembled so badly that she was almost in tears. In a critical moment, she hurriedly crushed a protective talisman. A blue light instantly burst out, completely surrounding her body. A strange layer of water-like energy appeared, completely separating Jingming from Yelinka. He paused slightly, somewhat surprised by the sudden defensive barrier. Jingming immediately called out to Yiwa for an analysis. "A guardian talisman? Yiwa, analyze it. What grade is it?" The AI quickly replied that based on the energy fluctuations, it was definitely an 8th grade guardian talisman, an extremely rare defensive treasure. Looking at the solid barrier in front of him, Jingming felt that things had become somewhat troublesome. His strength was indeed enormous, But breaking an 8th grade treasure was certainly not going to be easy. Not believing that the barrier was truly impossible to break, Jingming concentrated lightning into his fist and slammed it directly into the water-like barrier with tremendous force. Thunder exploded, creating powerful shockwaves that shook the entire forest. Jingming attacked again and again. Brilliant golden lightning tore through the air, repeatedly crashing into the blue barrier. Yet every attack seemed to be swallowed by the void, leaving not even a single crack behind. Seeing that Jingming could not break the barrier, Yelinka gradually regained her composure and sneered. "Stop wasting your energy. This is an 8th grade guardian talisman. It can last for 3 hours. You absolutely cannot break it." Yelinka was still terrified whenever she remembered Jingming's overwhelming power. She secretly thought that if she had known Shu Jingming was this strong, she would have immediately led everyone away when Mark attacked. But now, with the guardian talisman protecting her, she believed she could survive. Yelinka began threatening Jingming in an attempt to force him to leave. "The Heavenly Extreme Martial Hall has a gathering point nearby, and our team meets there every 2 hours. There are less than 10 minutes left until the next gathering. I advise you to leave now. More than 10 Tier 6 experts from my team are already on their way here." Jingming stood still, silently calculating his options. He knew that Yelinka's words might not be true, but he also could not afford to gamble with time. He thought to himself, "If only I could find a way to get through this barrier and attack her directly from the inside." Suddenly, a confident light flashed in Jingming's eyes. He had found the solution to the difficult problem before him. Jingming quietly said, "I've got a way." Then, he began preparing a new technique. "Thank you all for supporting my video. I wish you endless happiness and joy in life. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a like and leave a comment to show your support. I sincerely appreciate it.